So I'm going to share my honest review of the Carnival Magic. I was on the Carnival Magic for a 10-day cruise on June 14th of 2023. This was a Journeys cruise, and we went to 5 different ports, which was St. Martin, St. Thomas, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Amber Cove, and Grand Turk. The Carnival Magic is a dream class ship, and it is also a mid-size ship. So it's kind of right in the middle between all of the sizes of cruise ships that Carnival has. I first want to tell you about Embarkation out of Virginia, and I know that really has nothing to do with the ship, but because that's where the Magic is right now, I'm going to share. I thought Embarkation in Virginia was wonderful. It was very easy. It's a very beautiful area. From getting dropped off until we were on the ship, it was about 25 minutes. It was no big deal. It was really easy. I would definitely sail out of Virginia again for sure. Visually inside the Carnival Magic, I think it's beautiful. It has a really nice green interior, all of the fixtures, a lot of the pictures, they're really beautiful. I'll share a few right now. I love taking pictures with them. I thought they were really unique and a lot better than the Carnival Legend, if I must say so myself. It was definitely very clean. I saw crew cleaning non-stop, and you could really tell that it was a clean ship, and I really appreciated that. Muster is just like all the other cruise ships right now. It only takes about 2 minutes. However, I had a really hard time finding my muster station. I wasn't familiar with the layout of the ship, and I'll talk about the layout a little bit later in the video. But yeah, muster was really easy, took 2 minutes, no big deal at all. The rooms were ready at 1 p.m. My room was spotless. It looked beautiful. I had an ocean view deluxe room on deck 1, which I absolutely loved. This is a great option for a cruise cabin, the ocean view deluxe. Definitely get it if you can. There is laundry on the Carnival Magic, self-serve laundry that is. It is on several decks, and in order to pay for the laundry, you have to swipe your Sail and Sign card. And there was major issues the whole 10 days I was on board with this. I had to constantly call them and tell them like, hey, it's not swiping, my Sail and Sign card isn't working. I tried a couple times to get a new Sail and Sign card because they suggested that, but that wasn't the issue. And eventually they just started giving people, you know, their laundry for free. All right, now let's talk about the food. And once again, I am just sharing my honest opinion. Not everybody has the same opinion, and that's fine. I want to start out by saying the layout of the food areas is absolutely horrible. I hated the buffet area layout. The pizza place is outside, which I thought is a little bit weird. But the actual food was decent. Lido Buffet was good for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I really did enjoy it. The cakes were awesome. There was a lot of different options. The deli on the Magic, which I normally love on other ships, I did not like on this ship. I order a BLT usually when I sail on other cruise ships at the deli. They just kept giving me raw bacon. I don't know what was up with that, but it is what it is. I didn't really complain. I just got something else. But this deli was not my favorite. My daughter loved Guy's Burgers. I know that's a favorite for most people. Blue Iguana Cantina was awesome. I got tacos several times. Sea Day Brunch was awesome, just like it always is on every single cruise ship. The highlight of Sea Day Brunch was the parfait, and I know that sounds funny because who gets excited about a parfait? But I'm telling you guys, this parfait at Sea Day Brunch, get it. Trust me, you will thank me later. Something unique to Carnival Magic and a few other cruise ships is they have Mongolian wok, and this is open during lunchtime, and a lot of people love it. The only thing you got to keep in mind is the lines get long, and when I say long, I'm talking about a 30-minute wait, 45 minutes, sometimes even longer depending on what time you get there. It's definitely worth it. The food is good, but if you're in a rush, if you have somewhere else to be, maybe a show is happening, bingo, deal or no deal, you might just want to grab something else because the line is definitely long for this. The pizza on this cruise ship was some of the best pizza I have had on a cruise ship. A lot of times the pizza is super thin. It gets kind of, you know, floppy. It's just not that great. It's awesome at 12 o'clock at night, but you know, but the Magic had great pizza. The line, just like Mongolian Wok, was always long, especially late night, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning, very long lines. They were having a little bit of a hard time kind of getting them out quickly, but you know, it's late at night, there's nothing going on, a little wait's not gonna hurt, and we got pizza almost every single night. Something I loved about the Magic is they had Cucina del Capitano on here, which is the Italian restaurant. And I think the great part about it is that they serve lunch. And what happens is you walk in at lunchtime, they give you a little piece of paper, and you can check off what type of pasta you want, what type of sauce, if you want a salad, if you want bread. They definitely had some meat options on there, and you can sit in and you can eat in the restaurant. And I loved this. It was free. It was definitely a great option other than Lido Buffet if you were looking for something different. So make sure you check that one out as well. The main dining room I really did enjoy on the Magic. The food was really good every single night. The wait times weren't any different than other cruise ships except on lobster night. It definitely was taking quite a while. I think we were there for an hour and 45 minutes, and that was without dessert. But every other night there was really no other issues, and the food was definitely excellent. There is tea time on the Carnival Magic, and we did get to go. We had a good time. They did run out of food, though, probably about 45 minutes into it. I shouldn't say food, but they had, little desserts that you could have, sandwiches and such. They did run out. But it was definitely fun. We still had a great time. We got a few things and enjoyed it. There is also a guy's Pagan Anchor, chef's table, and the steakhouse on this ship. I did not go to any of them, so I can't really give a review on them, but I just want to let you know that those are also an option as far as food goes. And last but not least, if you know me, you know I love coffee. And the coffee shop on this ship was awesome, just like every other Java Blue. Make sure you check it out. Get the white chocolate mocha latte. Those are my favorite. As far as the layout of Carnival Magic goes, I give it a 5 out of 10. I really did not like the layout of this ship. I actually got pretty confused all throughout the ship because decks 3 and 4 are very weird, and you use those decks pretty often, but if you're taking certain elevators, there's nowhere to go once you get off those elevators. You got to either go up or down, you got to walk around, take another elevator, or go down different steps to get to where you're going, and I must have ran into that issue like 20 times. It definitely got a little bit frustrating. It's not going to make or break my vacation, obviously, but I just really didn't like the layout of this ship, especially being on Mardi Gras just a few weeks prior. That ship was way easier to navigate, in my opinion, than Carnival Magic. As far as entertainment goes, I loved the entertainment on the Magic. I loved the theater. There was plenty of seating. They have bingo in there.
Next number. 062. 062. 062. 062. Hello. Anyway.
They have Deal or No Deal in there. I was in there almost every single night, and I just always had a great time. I did want to share my favorite show on the Carnival Magic was The World Works Here, and I actually teared up because of how beautiful this show was. They just had all of the crew walk in with different flags. It was just really, really amazing, so make sure you go see that show. Karaoke was in the Spotlight Lounge, and that was definitely a fun time. A lot of people came up, they sang. There's also a bar in there. I really like the different types of seating that are in there as well. So if you like karaoke, whether to sing or just watch, definitely check that out. Another place to be, and this was the most poppin' place on the whole ship, was the Red Frog Pub. A few times I walked by and they were playing beer pong, and it was just so fun to watch. Everybody was getting into it, and it was just really a great time. There are also dive-in movies on the Carnival Magic. They are listed in the Hub app, and I really, really loved this. I loved being able to sit outside on the Lido deck and watch a movie, and we did it numerous times. The only thing that I thought was weird was that they have popcorn that you can buy, but it's like super expensive, and a lot of people that I was talking to was actually really thrown back by it. And As far as Wi-Fi goes, I'll be honest, guys, the Wi-Fi on the Carnival Magic was terrible. It wasn't just me that had problems. It was, all throughout the ship. People were complaining about Wi-Fi issues. And the worst part is that when there's Wi-Fi issues, the Hub app doesn't work. So if you're trying to check in for dinner or check the menus or see what's going on around the ship, you can't. And it became a major problem. I know a lot of people were at guest services complaining about it. I did have the middle package for that ship. I know you'll hear a lot of people say, well, what can you expect? You're in the middle of the ocean. Bad weather can make it not work, but we did not have bad weather. And while I do understand that we are in the middle of the ocean, when you're paying $130 for something, you would hope it would work a little bit more than it was on the Carnival Magic. So keep that in mind. The Wi-Fi is not great. I really hope they get Starlink like some of the other ships do, but as of right now, they don't. As far as the Lido deck goes, I loved the Lido deck on the Carnival Magic. It was very big. There is tons of seating. I never had a hard time finding seating. I loved the pool. I liked the little areas that were at the pool where adults could kind of sit, and there was like a big umbrella over it almost. The only thing that I thought was kind of weird, which for me, mainly being on smaller ships, was that the DJ booth was not on the same deck as Lido. So you kind of had to look up to see the DJ where the big screen TV is. So I thought that was a little weird, but like I said, it's not going to ruin my vacation. It was still a great time. On the back of the ship, there is a pool. It's called the Tides Pool. And there are also 2 hot tubs. And this was one of our favorite places to hang out. This is also where the pizza is at. Like I said, the pizza is outside. But this pool is really nice. The hot tubs were really nice. And there are really, really great views from this pool as well. So be sure to check that out. As far as outdoor activities goes, there is waterworks, just like other Carnival ships, with water slides, water areas for little kids. There's a lot of seating for adults. My daughter loved this area. It was definitely very fun. She loved the slides. There is also a ropes course that my daughter did. I'll insert a few videos here. But overall, the ropes course was not impressive at all. She kept getting stuck. The rope thing did not want to move for whatever reason. Several other kids were having a hard time with it. They couldn't really find a carnival worker that was up there kind of keeping an eye on them to help them out. So that was a little strange, a little bit unlike Carnival. But overall, she didn't like it. I stayed there the whole time, and I just, kept trying to tell her, do it harder, do it harder. But she was definitely yanking it as hard as she could, going back and forth, and it wasn't going anywhere. So it took her quite a while to get around, just like the other kids, unfortunately. There is also outdoor workout equipment, which I thought was really cool. It's very spacious. There's also a jogging track, which is, very wide. You won't have any issues in the morning if you do want to run, trying to keep away from the people that are just walking around. So that's also a plus. We spent a lot of our time at the basketball courts. Amira loves playing basketball, and they also had a lot of basketball competitions that the Fun Squad hosted. Those were really, really fun. The basketball courts on the Magic are beautiful, so if you or your children like basketball, definitely check those out. As far as parties go, they were definitely fun. The 80s Rock and Glow party, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite compared to other ships I've been on, but it was definitely still a fun time. We danced, we had a good time. The silent party was definitely the best silent party we've ever been to. I'll insert a few clips of that here. No matter what, got money on my mind, I can never get enough. Every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. really good time. It's something very unique and something really fun to do, so I'm really glad that the Magic had that. Elevators, I know I say it in almost every single cruising video except for the Legend, but on the Magic, they were terrible. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. I think it had a lot to do with the time that I was sailing. It was right after graduation, right after the kids got out of school, you know, summertime. The ship was just filled with people. It was definitely at full capacity, and the elevators were just a mess. A lot of the kids were just hitting every single button on the elevators, which tied it up. It was just not great, but I'm not so sure that it would be a problem any other time throughout the year. I think it might have just been the time that I was sailing. The casino on the Magic is really nice. There are 2 casinos. One is a non-smoking casino, and this casino is a little bit smaller, obviously, than the other one. There's still a bar in there. It's not smoky, obviously, so a lot of people did like it, but it was not very crowded at all. The other casino is bigger. You can smoke up there. There's also still a bar. They were just overall very nice casinos. Debarkation was a breeze. I got off the ship very quickly. I needed to call an Uber to get back to the Amtrak train station, so I just walked across the street to get out of all the busyness, and I was able to do that from there. So yeah, don't have any concerns about Debarkation. We definitely got off very quick. There was no issues at all. A few things that I wanted to share, a little FYI. There are tons of drink stations, and I'm talking about the free drinks. Water, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, you know, the juices in the morning, lemonade, iced tea. It was like everywhere I looked, I found a drink station. They were very easy to find. They're literally all over the place. Another thing I wanted to share is if you like to play trivia, it is at Ocean Plaza, which is across from the coffee bar, but I want to let you know that this area fills up fast.
Write it down, write it down. Some of the TV shows are really old, okay? Just write it down.
It is normally packed when trivia is going on. So if you want to play trivia, try to get there a little bit early to grab a seat. Lastly, let's talk about the Alchemy Bar. I know everybody raves about the Alchemy Bar, but I heard so much good stuff about it on this ship. I don't drink very much, so I didn't go to the Alchemy Bar, but it was like everywhere I turned, people were talking about how awesome the Alchemy Bar was. So if you like the Alchemy Bar, or you just kind of like to drink in general, definitely check out the Alchemy Bar. Overall, I really had a great time. I loved this cruise. It was one of my most memorable cruises. I think my only real big issue was the wait times on Lido for food. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people complained about that. It's just the way it's set up. It's laid out where, you know, you get in one line to hit the salad, the regular food, the desserts. It's all just one straight line on each side, which causes a big holdup for people who don't want salad or people who only want dessert. And, you know, but it is what it is. I still had a wonderful time. I loved this ship. I loved the layout. I hope this video helped you, and thanks for watching.